All right, so it's been a few days since I've been plugged into what's going on in Raid, and the big thing right now that's going on is these super raids. The 2 runs for the time of 1. And there seems to be mixed feelings on them. And I understand both sides of the argument. So I thought we would just talk about it a little bit today. I want to know what you think about them conceptually. Because conceptually, I think it's fine. I think you're saving time. You're spending the same amount of resources. You're getting the same amount of stuff. You're just spending less time doing it, right? In theory, you're spending half the time. So in theory, you're spending half the time in Ice Golem for this tournament, right? To farm the champ, which is nice. We want time-saving features in the game. The problem with it is that they're bouncing it around from thing to thing. So they're kind of dictating when you get to save time and what you get to save time doing. And thankfully, they're pairing it up with relevant things for the fusion. But, which is, again, great. I really like that. I like the idea, and I like that they're pairing it with the active tournament for the frags for the fusion. I think that's a great move. I am wondering where it goes from here. Where do super raids go from here? Do they just keep bouncing them around like the gear, the what's it called? The gear. They changed it from Frenzy because of the set. I can't remember what it's called now, but when the gear has twice a chance to drop or whatever. Are they going to bounce this around like that? Because here's the thing. I feel like they can't just make it a thing across the whole game at this point, because that's not the game, right? They're going to have to come up with a way for this to be special or different than what is normal. But monetizing it's going to be shitty too. Like if they add it to the raid pass, which I don't have on the free to play, then I won't get to use it here. Which kind of sucks. That the only way to save time in this free mobile game is by spending money, right? They should really be implementing features to save time strictly for the sake of saving time. I get that they want players in the game for longer. I understand that, but I'm going to have a real problem with them monetizing this. Sure, people are burning through resources quicker. I think it's kind of a win-win for the whales, honestly. For the whales in Plarium. I think the whales probably like it. They're going to spend the money they're going to spend regardless. So they're just basically getting more efficiency for their time, right? So that's fine. And Plarium, speeds up the rate at which maybe they spend money. For the rest of the players, which is a majority of the players, again, I don't even think it's necessarily a bad thing that you run out of resources quicker, because you did just the same amount of things you would have done. You just do it twice as fast. I like that. I think that's fine. I just don't know about them guiding it or guiding you around the game with it. Now, if you have to chase this around the game, where it's wait Shadow Legends round 2, right? Now you're just going to be waiting until it goes to Dragon, if Dragon is what you want to farm. Now it becomes like less time efficient to do other things in the game, right? So now you could just potentially be sitting around waiting on a perfect storm of events that enable you to farm where you want to farm and farm what you want to farm. So I don't know, man. I'm a little concerned about it. I don't hate the idea. And perhaps maybe a lot of these games will do things on weekends. That Plarium hasn't really implemented yet. For example, I talk about Summoner's War a lot, but that's because I think Summoner's War is the bar for these games. One of the things Summoner's War does that a lot of other games adopted is there's one, I think it's over weekends maybe, or maybe it's an event. It's been a while, I can't remember, but there was at least occasionally times where like all the potion keeps would be open for a day or for 2 days or something, so that you could jump in and farm whatever you wanted to farm. You didn't have to wait on a specific day. for a particular dungeon to be open. They would cycle days like that, but then there would be a time on the weekend or maybe once a month, I can't remember, where they would all be open and you could farm them. So maybe something along those lines. Maybe on Sundays, it's super raids across the whole board, across the game, everywhere. Campaign, Minotaur, everywhere that it's applicable, right? Maybe they could do something like that with it. And that way everybody gets it, and everybody gets it when everybody else gets it. And then they could continue to, dance it around throughout the week wherever they wanted to put it, or dance it around for fusions or events, however they want to do it. But then there's also a designated time where everybody has access to it. Now, again, for a time-saving feature, I don't know. A time-saving feature that's only available occasionally isn't much of a time-saving feature, right? So it's tough. I feel like it's, again, conceptually, it's not a bad idea, but the implementation is where they're going to struggle. And even with good ideas that seem like they have obvious implementation, Plarium does not have a great track record with doing things right the first time. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do here, and what kind of material they're going to give me to work with here. Because I feel like they need a win. I feel like people are not into this Bommel thing. I feel like Bommel needs some attention, and they're not addressing it. Rather than addressing it, they gave us a 10x of the champs that can cheese him. So I don't know. I don't know where they go from here, but I feel like they're kind of at the point in their cycle. This cycle they like to do where they do some good stuff and they do a lot of bad stuff, then they do a little good stuff. I feel like we're rounding the corner of them needing to drop some good stuff, because I feel like people are pretty aggravated right now. I feel like there's a lot of things to be aggravated about right now in the game. So I'm interested to see what the good thing they do will be. I'm hoping they didn't think this was it. I'm hoping they didn't think Super Raids was it. Because again, it's cool and it's fine, but there's more to it that we're not seeing yet. And depending on what that ends up being, could be a big shift. So I don't know. I am very interested to see how this plays out, though. What do you guys think of the Super Raids? Are you on the side that is into them, or are you not so into them? What do you think we're going to see from Plarium as far as like a more permanent implementation and monetization? What do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to have some sort of maybe like the monthly gem pack for Super Raids? Do you think they'll add it to the raid pass? Do you think they'll monetize it at all? I'm curious to know where you guys' thoughts are at with this one. I don't know. This is one time I actually don't know. My assumption is, of course, they're going to come up with some way to monetize it. I just don't know what they're going to do, and I feel like they kind of need to tread carefully right now. So, because they're really not idiots. As much as it seems like they're idiots, they know what they're doing. This is a finely tuned machine they've built here. This cycle that they put themselves through seems to be pretty finely tuned. So I'm very interested to see what kind of moves we're in store for here. But that's it. I just wanted to chat about this for a minute. I'm curious. I'm really curious where everybody's heads are at with this one. So let me know what you're thinking down below. And yeah, that's it, man. I appreciate y'all. We'll see you later.